Hello, I'm Aisha Smith, somatic sexologist and sexological body worker, coach, many things under my belt. Many people are asking me about my retreats, and I want to tell you all about them. I'm going to answer what a retreat is, what sort of people go on the retreat, and what you can expect to get out of it, how long the process is, where you start, like the whole journey. I'm going to explain everything to you. But first, I want to tell you why I've created these retreats. These retreats are my dream for myself. They're what I needed that I didn't know I could have or ask for. They're the jazzed up version of my own journey, which has been so powerful and so life-changing for me. And it gives me the greatest pleasure. Like, I wake up jumping up out of my bed, so much pleasure to deliver them. So if you're considering a retreat for yourself, keep listening. The retreats are a way for you to immerse yourself into your sexual side. For a lot of us, we compartmentalize who we are sexually. We hide it away until we're in the bedroom alone or with someone who we hopefully find very attractive. And only then do we declare that we have genitals and that we enjoy touching them and having them touched and get to express our more like self. This is silly because our sexuality is actually at the center of who we are. It informs all other aspects of ourselves. And for many people, their lack of fulfillment, their boredom, their frustration, their disappointment with life is actually at the center of the fact that they've had to hide or shut down who they are sexually. It's not getting acknowledged, it's not getting expressed, it's not getting seen, it's not getting felt. So with a retreat, you get to have an extended experience of waking that part of you up, having it with you, getting to know it really, really well, pushing the boundaries of how you let it lead. So the mind can rest. You can drop out of overthinking, drop over of overanalyzing, drop out of your shame and your shyness, and thus that is part of your sexiness, and invite it forward. And you don't have to think about anything. You have me there with you the whole time to support you and encourage you and give you great, very effective feedback so that you can just keep expanding that part of who you are, that pleasure that it is to be in your body. And that's one of my sayings: pleasure is the inevitable outcome of being in our bodies. But when we have busy lives, lots of responsibilities, lots of people asking for things from us, when we are inundated with stressful environments and it just simply experiences that don't make our body feel good, and where we may even have to suppress our bodily needs, we actually can lose connection with who we are sexually. And that's the biggest shame. Our sexual self is the source of our aliveness. And when you hear that, you might think it's kind of lofty or spiritual, but it's not. It's simply that it's our pelvis that holds the organs of the body that are literally there to create the sensation of pleasure. And when we feel good, we feel better. And when we feel better, we have more energy, we have more get up and go, we have more optimism. And it's also why I care about this so much. People, they want to do big things in the world. They want to have great experiences. They want to be great people. And it's our sexual side that can fuel that aspect of who we are. So retreats are also a reminder that self-development does not have to be painful. You don't have to cry once a week for an hour with your therapist in order to overcome many issues that you might be experiencing in your life. And it doesn't have to take a really long time. So this is an intensive experience where you're not just having a session a week, you're having 4 sessions a day. You're not having to sit in a cramped or clinical room. You're in a luxury setting that you've chosen based off the options that I provide. And it's highly personalized. So you'll have a really long questionnaire to fill with lots of juicy questions that will allow me to tailor this to be the creme de la creme of retreats for you. And one of the mistakes that people make is that they think a retreat is a group experience. Well, it's the group of you and me. And if you're a couple, then both of you and me. And we'll have these days together to get into the stickiness of whatever is clogging up your sexual channels and open them up. In fact, we'll blow them open in the most pleasurable way. It's really, really good. It's really good. Everyone who does a retreat is like, wow. And that can often be the breakthrough. You know, the breakthrough is saying, I'm going to prioritize who I am sexually. I'm going to carve out time. I'm going to set boundaries. I'm going to turn my phone off. I'm going to invest my time, my energy, my money into my sexual self-development. And I'm going to put pleasure first. I'm going to prioritize pleasure over these days. Wild. Okay, so on that questionnaire, I have you fill out what's going on. We also will have a call. So you can't actually apply for a retreat at this time unless you've had a consultation. So you and I will have already met each other. We'll have already had like a nice chat and caught up about what your goals are. And then we'd have done a little work. So you'll have already made some progress. And it's usually finding out that even that consultation is such a profound experience that encourages people forward and lets them say, I need to do this yesterday. I need to do this yesterday. And I'm willing to be unreasonable about my life and tell work I'm taking these days off, or telling the team I'm going to be away, and delegating in order that you can go and do this for yourself so that the rest of your life starts soon. You know, the rest of your life starts with the retreat, because the retreat in itself is an unforgettable experience, okay? So in the questionnaire, you'll share what's going on with you, how long it's been going on with you for, but and we'll be able to assess where you are now so that I can design a completely personalized plan for the journey that we're going to go on to get you from A, where you are now with what you're struggling with, to be where you want to be. Okay. And of course, the retreat is also, it's an enclosed experience, and even though there's a lot of internal work happening, and then you have to go back to your everyday life, but your daily life will also forever be changed. And so my commitment to you does not stop at the end of the retreat. I provide you with an integration plan. So after the retreat ends, I spend my time going, okay, dropping in and channeling what you need, where the blockers are. I've been listening so carefully, and you and I will have also been wrapping up each day with like, what were the biggest learnings, and you'll be sharing stories with me about the people in your life and the things that are happening. And I am going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you to ensure you don't just feel better for a week after the retreat, but that in the immediate days after the retreat, you're taking action to shift those dynamics that are not working for you, that are shutting down your sexual expression, that are having you live in stagnancy rather than in expansion. So you get this detailed integration plan with resources. You also have me available to support you with those actions. And then we have another session, which is usually a week or two, max 2 weeks after the retreat, so that we can follow up, because those action steps are not to be procrastinated with. They're not to be avoided. They require immediate action. And the retreats themselves, where do they happen? So I'm based in the UK, in London, and some clients, they're really not able. Maybe they're like single parents. Maybe they're in a really important moment with their business. All sorts of things can be happening that they want to attend the retreats and then be able to go back to pick up their kids or whatever it is they need to do in London in the evenings. And so that we'll meet day after day, but they'll be coming to the retreat space and then leaving again each day. Now, for a lot of my clients, they want to go away. They're like, I want to be by the sea. I want to be in nature. I want to go away to Thailand and be in a sex positive community. And so either we go somewhere wonderful in the UK and sometimes clients live abroad. So I'm going to them somewhere nearer to where they live in their country or in their city. But the point is that they're choosing to take it another level and to be in a new environment. And that is very, very supportive from a neurological standpoint in order to support them to be to have plasticity, to be able to change their usual way of being because they don't have the usual cues that replay the old stories in their mind about who they are and reinforce a pattern of being that they have outgrown, that they no longer want. These are all things that we work out. And that's kind of the fun of the retreat is like, what should we create, And if you really struggle to feel into that, then there's also a process I can take you through to unveil your most delicious experience. And anything that somatic sexology and sexological bodywork, anything that I tackle in my usual practice is what can be challenged and healed and moved through on a retreat. What other questions do you have? I'm trying to think what else people ask me. How long is a retreat? A retreat can be as little as 2 days. And I've done retreats as long as 6. It really depends on what your goals are and to what degree you want to jump into this experience. If you're whether or not you're doing a residential retreat, I can support you to design self-care to have in the evenings. It can be a really wonderful opportunity if you have other goals, like especially health-related goals with how you want to eat or exercise you want to fit in, or maybe you've got a kink in your neck or shoulders that just never gets the attention that it requires. We can also organize for those things to be included. So it's a multi-level experience, a multi-level expansion. If you're interested to have a retreat, book a consultation with me. That's the first step. Please don't book it in if you're not serious about changing your life, because once you start, you're going to want to continue. And this is not for the faint of heart. The changes, the transformations, the experiences that you have out of doing this work will last forever. They are like a snowball collecting snow as it's going down a mountain. Like, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And you'll look back in a year's time and be like, wow,